Viewer discretion is advised. So this is my lips after spending a minute highlighting my lips. This is cute, yummy. So I've actually gone ahead to do my eyebrow off camera. So we are going to move to the next step. You want to start by prepping the eyelid with some concealer. Make sure to blend that concealer right into your under eyes because we are going to blend eyeshadow to that area. So next you'll be needing a dark pink shade. So using a very small angle brush or a small straight brush, you want to start creating your love shape. So we are going to start by creating a V shape right after the upper eyelid. So we are going to start by creating a V shape and then start making the curve to create our love shape. Make sure to constantly dip your brush into the eyeshadow to get the product to be as pigmented as possible. So when you have gotten your love shape, you'll be going into a concealer to further clean up the inner part of the love shape. So I am using this bright shade because I want any eyeshadow I am going to apply in that area to pop. If you want any eyeshadow to really pop, just use a bright shade of concealer and the eyeshadow is going to come out as pigmented as possible. So you want to go ahead with the concealer to start cleaning up the inner part of the love shape. This shape doesn't have to be super defined because we are going to still cover it with rhinestones later on. So when you have gotten your outline, you want to go into a fluffy brush to start blending out the concealer. Make sure to really blend out the concealer so that any eyeshadow we are going to apply there will come out as smooth as possible. When you are done with blending, you want to go into a shade that is at least 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. I am using the shade Tea Pearls from the Zekel Esrios Cosmetic Eyeshadow Palette. I absolutely love this shade. It's kind of like a nude shade, but as you can see, it's like 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, which is going to make my love to pop out. Or you can just go in with your favorite shade, just play around with the look, use what you love. Before you move to the next step, you want to make sure that there are no creases on your eyelid. Once there are any creases on your eyelid, just go in with the tiniest amount of concealer and then blend it out. So next, you want to go into the darker pink shade we used earlier. So you want to start by tapping and applying the shade at the outer corners of your eyelid. Then we are also going to use this shade to blend around the love shape. So you want to use a small but fluffy brush so that you can be really precise with the blending. Next, you want to go into a pink shade that is lighter than the first shade we used earlier. So with this shade, you want to start by blending the shade right from the inner corners of the eyes. And you are also going to use this shade to blend out the previous shade you applied. So you are going to start blending that pink shade from the inner corners of the eyes. Make sure to use a very fluffy brush and use circular motions while blending so that we can really share out that product and make sure it is laying as smooth as possible. So we are using this pink shade to also blend out the edges of the previous shade we applied so that it is laying as smooth as possible. So next, you want to go into a pink shade that is brighter than the shade we applied earlier. So with this shade, you want to use this shade to further blend everything out. So make sure you're using a fluffy brush and use circular motions while blending so you ensure that your eyeshadow comes out very smooth. Moving on to the inner corners of the eyelid, you want to start by blending a tiny amount of concealer around this area. Not too much concealer, just enough to make any eyeshadow we are going to apply in this area pop. So I am applying a little bit of the LA Pro concealer in the shade Fawn, and I am going to use this brush to really blend it out. So next, you want to go into the brightest pink shade you use for this look. We are going to start tapping this pink shade all over the eyelid. So this time you want to use tapping motions because we want to really pack on that product and also retain the pigment. So next, we are going to do our liner, and the liner we are going for is like the Foxy eyeliner. So you want to start by extending your lower eyelid outwards. Make sure your eyes are open during this step. So you want to start by extending the lower eyelid, extend it outwards. So now we are going to go in from the inner corners and then draw a straight line and then connect both lines together. So you want to keep your eyes open and relaxed, and you are going to start making that line straight. So you are going to start filling in the liner. Make sure your eyes is not too open. You want to just keep your eyes relaxed. You want to take your time with liner. Just go in one stroke at a time. Make sure your eyes is super relaxed and then try to make that line to be straight. So once you have gotten your outer wing, you want to start filling in the inner corners of the eyes. So this time you want to close your eyes and then gently fill the inner corners. So you don't want the inner corners to be super thick. You want the inner corners to be really thin, and then go in and connect both lines together. When your eyes are closed, your liner should be looking like this. When you open your eyes and keep your eyes relaxed, your liner should be looking straight. Yeah. So the glitters I'll be using is from EA Beauty. This is in the style Jojo, and I'll be topping that up with their sparkle pigment in Lotus. So basically you want to apply a pink glitter or a red glitter. Any one of them works amazing. Yeah. So moving on, we are going to start applying our rhinestones. So I am using the classic lash glue to apply my rhinestones. So you want to go ahead to apply glue all around your love shape. So if you don't have the fancy tool that is used for applying rhinestones, just take a small brush like this. Apply your glue on the tail of the brush and then use your hand to pat the glue so the glue becomes tacky. This works amazing for applying rhinestones. So right now you want to start applying your rhinestones. So pick up your rhinestones with the tail of the brush and then you want to start applying it. Make sure to use the shape that you have already created as a guide while applying your rhinestones. So you want to apply the rhinestones really close to the outline you already created. This is going to make applying the rhinestones really easy. So this look was inspired by this creator on Instagram. Look how beautiful this is. I have also seen this creator recreated this look on YouTube and I am blown away. So moving on, you want to apply some rhinestones around the brow bone area. So the next step is to apply mascara on your natural lashes, then go ahead and fix your false lashes. So you want to start by placing the lashes at the center of your eyes and then go ahead to connect both sides of the eyelashes. Wow, this look came out so pretty. I absolutely love this look. Let me go offline and do the other eyes and I'll be right back. Yes, this look is fire. So moving on to the skin, I am applying the Cosmetics moisturizer into my skin. I am going to be blending this moisturizer into my skin with my hands. So I am going to allow the moisturizer to do its thing, then I'm going to go ahead to start lining my lips. Please don't try this at home, don't do it. Your discretion is advice. You all are wondering why I'm doing my lips first before my face makeup, right? Let me clarify you, okay? So I love to outline my lips with a matte pencil. So, and you know, matte pencils, they work great, especially these days. It works great on a dry skin, on a dry surface, on a dry skin, basically. So, and also I like to clean up, like highlight my lips after after applying my lip products. I love to highlight my lips because I love my lips to be really sculpted. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about right here. I love my lips to be really sculpted. That's why I love doing my lips first, so that I can go ahead to clean it up with some concealers before doing my skin. You don't have to do this, it's just something I love doing. Okay, so this is how my lips is looking like after spending minutes highlighting my lips. So moving on, I am going into the Hair Guy and Extra primer, and I am going to be applying this primer where I get oily, on my nose and my forehead. For foundation, I am using the Beauty by AD foundation in the shade Bad 11. I am going to be applying this foundation using a beauty sponge. So if you want to achieve a smooth blend with your foundations, always use tapping motions. So just gently tap that foundation into your skin. Avoid sweeping. Avoid like dragging your foundations. You can use like a flat brush to just drag the foundations around the areas you want to blend the foundation to, and then go in with a beauty blender and gently tap that foundation into the skin, and it's going to give you the most flawless blend ever. To bring back warmth to my skin, I am going into the TM Essential Watch Me blush in the shade Scarlet. I am going to be applying this shade on my cheeks, on my forehead, and on my nose to further give my face some shadow. Next, you want to apply your blush. I mixed Toby from the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette and a little bit of my face moisturizer to achieve this beautiful blush. So if you like any shade of eyeshadow, just take that shade and then apply a little bit of your moisturizer, and you are going to get the most beautiful liquid blush. For concealer, I am going into the Early Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fun. I am going to be highlighting under my eyes, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, my chin, and my cupid's bow. Similarly, you want to go in and start tapping that concealer into the skin. So use tapping motion. Trust me, if you tap your concealers or if you tap your liquid product in general, you are going to be left with a smooth blend. Trust me, you are going to be left with a smooth blend. So try to avoid dragging your product. Just use the tapping motions. It is an ideal way for blending. Trust me, you are going to love how smooth that is blending out. So right now I am going ahead to start contouring my nose using the same blush. When that is all nice and blended out, you want to go in and set your concealer. So for this I am using the Sacha Buttercup setting powder. So for setting powder, you want to pick up the setting powder and then blow off the excess. Then tap the setting powder at the back of your arm to make the setting powder to be smooth on top of the beauty blender before going in to start setting your under eye. Trust me, when I say your under eye will be looking like a filter, I mean, trust me. Just look at this. Look at this. Okay, so pick up the setting powder on with your beauty blender, then tap off the excess at the back of your hand before going in to press the powder into the highlighted area. So right now I am going ahead to reverse contour my nose, and this is going to give my nose an extra dimension. So next, you want to go into a powder that is exactly your skin tone. You want to use this powder to start setting the rest of your face. To enhance my blush, I am going into the Zolo palette by Juvia's Place, and I'm taking that orange shade right there, and I'm going to use this shade to enhance the blush I already applied on my cheeks. I am also going into the brown shade in that same palette to set my contoured area. So right now I am outlining my waterline using a black pencil. Then I will go ahead and dust off the excess powder on my nose using a fluffy brush. So right now I am doing my inner corners highlight. Then I am going to go ahead to apply some mascara on my lower lashes. So you want to go back in with the lighter shade of pink we use to further blend that edges out. In case there is any harsh lines around that area, just go in with the lighter shade of eyeshadow and then blend everything out. Moving on to my lips, I am applying some concealer at the inner part of my lips to enable the eyeshadow I am going to apply there to really pop. So the shadow I'm going to be using is Zane from the Saharan Blush Volume 1 palette, and wow, this is so cute. This is yummy. Like, I absolutely boom I absolutely love it. Like, can you see that? Can you see that? It's so pretty. I am going to go back in with the darkest eyeshadow shade I used on my lips earlier, and I am going to use that shade to further blend everything out. So I've actually gone ahead to spray my face with some setting spray, and now I am using a beauty blender to tap that setting spray into the skin in order to take away any excess powder from the skin. So you want to go ahead to apply a few rhinestones around this area. This look came out so gorgeous. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'm going to see you on my next video. Take care.